Or you could say right now we're going to learn about...
You're on it, Coach. Right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce the proper way to introduce a client to diaphragmatic breathing. It's very important for a client to know the importance of diaphragmatic breathing because of its benefits. The Mac Daddy of them all is the foundation of the bracing. The bracing technique through the diaphragm, or the stomach as we know it, is going to protect the whole body. So from core to extremities, or for the limbs. The objective is to brace not only right here is what everybody thinks the core is, but also the obliques and the back to protect the spine. Okay? The better we have more knowledge about bracing through breathing, the more mobility, the more range of motion, and the more stability is going to be geared upon our clients or ourselves as athletes. So the first thing what we want to do is I want to have the athlete go ahead and bend your knees and put your feet flat on the ground. What this right here is going to do is this is going to put her into a natural alignment, or a neutral alignment of the hip. So we're creating a 3-point contact with the hip or the tailbone, the spine, the shoulder blades, and the back of the head. Okay, 3-point contact. They're all lined up in a neutral position. Okay, so proper alignment is very important to teach this because we don't want to put any added stress on the athlete or the coach to try to find that perfect alignment of the hip. Okay, that's a whole nother dysfunction that we'll get into later. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have this client go ahead and put her palms up. Make sure her shoulder blades are pointing back, okay? And what this is going to do is this is going to activate the lats. The lats is another stabilizer that's going to protect the spine and help the breathing, or the bracing through the breathing, stabilize itself. I'm going to put a cone on the individual's chest just to show you how 90% of all athletes come in, or clients come into this gym, and they breathe. They breathe through their chest. What this causes is a dysfunction. So if she wasn't laying on her back and she was neutral or standing up, her spine would be extending and flexing at all times. It's going to create an imbalance. Okay? It's not pH modified. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that she knows how to breathe through the diaphragm, which is going to cause the bracing or start the bracing technique. So the first thing I want to do is I want to introduce her to the inhale and exhale. When you inhale, what I want you to do is I want you to blow your stomach as big as possible. And exhale, I want that stomach to go down, all the way down to the, almost like you're sucking it down to the spine. In and out. Good. I want to make sure the client is very relaxed in this position. And all he or she has to do is think about is breathing through the stomach or the diaphragm. Once I find that she has a good muscle-mind connection, what I want to do is I want to set this brace. Okay, so the breathing is good, and now we set it. So what I'm going to have the client do is inhale all that air, inhale, and then blow it all out. Now hold your breath. I want you to decompress your ribs down, pushing those ribs down towards the hip, and then start diaphragmatic breathing once again. Good. And I'm going to put a cone on here to let you know what's going on. So she decompressed all that oxygen, or all that air out of her body, her ribs down to her hips, and started diaphragmatic breathing. What we did right now is we created a 3-dimensional brace. So not only is this cone going up and down, but her obliques are going out to the side, and her lower lumbar is protecting that spine. In and out. And this is very important to introduce to all clients or athletes that walk through your facility before you start talking about anatomical posture, before you ever get them into the weight room, start moving weights around. All the bracing and the stabilization is going to come from the core and go out. So it's very important. So this is the level 1 of finding the diaphragmatic breathing. Thank you. What do you think?
You had. You had.